It's another day in the garage, and this time we're going to see how much damage is done to that engine before we decide to proceed further. I was thinking about pulling the motor, but I think I'll be able to get that head off with it still inside the frame. That is what we're going to find out right away. The only thing I am going to do is probably just pull the radiators off, because I got to get those hoses off and drain all the coolant and such. I need to get it on a stand, and unfortunately, after like 15, maybe, about 15 years, this thing has finally decided to kick the bucket. So in that box from Amazon, we got another one. Really looks like we got no assembly, just the wheels. Yeah, so far it cranks up nice. And use my impact driver because it's got a magnetic end. That's coming out with a lot more force than I thought. Bolt's actually a lot longer than I thought too. There. The only thing I foresee in this situation is getting that carburetor off. I'm going to pop that hose clamp off there. And I don't want to move the control box just to get at that. So I'll get rid of the hose on this side. We'll pop it off there. We'll pop it off down there. We'll pull both radiators off. It'll give me access. And it seems like, as far as the carburetor goes, the only way I'm going to get movement is if I take out this inside box. And I don't know how much of a hassle that's going to be if I have to disconnect all that. That's something I'm going to have to figure out. But as far as the head goes, there doesn't seem to be any damage up top, which is actually a really good sign. But we do need to get the head off to see what our next steps are. Wiggle that off. And do this side as well. I think this hose clamp here is a little bit damaged. We're gonna start busting some hoses. I know they probably haven't been broken off in a long time, but this is a good radiator hose pick kit that I picked up off of Amazon. Do the trick for the most part. And use this straight hose pick. Get in there, break that seal. Same with this one. I broke that seal, so that came off easy. Let's see if I can get this bottom one off. It's coming. All right. So I can twist this hose off and we're off. And then I'll loosen the hose there. Do the same to this one. That should be good. Now I should be able to move that bolt. Actually, I'll get rid of this fan guard first. Now I got some fins here. Okay, that's off the way. Just gotta disconnect that hose. So this whole radiator piece just slide out as such, and we're out. Somebody really glued that down, so we'll see how interesting it is to get off. And I'm pretty sure somebody was in here recently. That's why I'm wondering if this thing's even salvageable. This should have been a stud. Somebody just stuck in a bolt. At this present time, I don't know if I can get the carburetor off unless I take this back portion off. Can't really see away yet. Okay, that comes off. Oh, there's a socket in there. Must have been one I lost. Looks like I got a whole mess of stuff to take apart here. Battery's already been disconnected. So we'll get that out. And we'll see how all this other stuff is connected to this. At the brake light, I'll disconnect that. Start taking those out. Yeah, this rubber patch just kind of sits up there. There. Get that off the way. Get that bottle drained. Now, I just want to feed these radiator coolant lines out. But I'm leaving the cap on this time. And there we are. Oh, I can open up the cap. Alright, that's taken care of. Just get into what I believe is the last one. And that box feels like it's free now. Alright, these bottom ones are T40. I don't think there's nothing else holding. We got 12mm here. And then theoretically, exhaust and all, I should be able to take this off. I don't know. What the heck? Oh, I'm still stuck on the swing arm here. No, that's connected to the exhaust. Oh, that's coming. The only thing that was holding me in is the exhaust. I should have took that off. So far, no surprises. Looks like a 10 mil right there, and the airbox should pull right out. All right, that's out of there. Get in there to loosen that up. All right, carburetor's loose. Still need to disconnect the carburetor and stuff, but from this side here, I think you're gonna remove these two bolts and probably these two on the head. So these two on the head are 10 mil. These are pretty tight. So maybe I'm trying to decide whether or not that individual who had this bike before was actually the original owner, if he bought it to fix it up and was way out of his head. So the head bolts are an 8mm. Holy. Yeah. I don't have the bike strapped down, so. Oh. Damn. Those are in there tight. So they're actually a 14 mil. I went to a socket instead. There. I'm gonna pull the buckets out. Gonna get them out with a magnet. Yeah, and get that bucket out. And the shim actually stayed in there. So put that in the bag, exhaust left. Important that you marked them. So now I'm gonna need exhaust right. And hopefully the shim come up on that one there. Yeah, right there. So one of the good things is none of the buckets were broken, meaning excessive force. Remove this oil feed line. There's going to be copper crush washers on each end that you don't want to lose, but you should replace them. So this would be like a banjo bolt here. What I want to do is just loosen them all up. Pull that one out. Got the copper washer there. So I gotta be careful because this one's loose. So I got the copper washer in there. I slide this up. Actually, what I'm going to do is put the bolts back in the block. with those washers so that they don't get lost is the best option you do. This one here. Unless there's something that I'm missing I don't see, I should just be able to move those 2 bolts. I should be able to get the head off. And then I'll determine if we go forward or not. I get the impact on this. Ooh, the little 3/8 has some power. I'm actually pretty impressed. Some dowel pins. All right. I got to clear up the guide. Yeah, from this end, I can tell right now somebody had this apart very recently. The guide there, you can see, is all broken up. Well, that piston is extremely clean. You can see the intake right, middle, and left where the valves have been hitting. Surprisingly enough, those valves look pretty good. Yeah, the head itself is actually looking really good. I wonder if they just botched up the timing marks. Because as you can see, there's 2 sets. And if you follow the instructions, the one with the circle is at top. And if you look where the decompression is, never mind that other line. And the cams are in a neutral position here. So I know what I need to do. So next time I come out, I'll start pulling the rest of the motor. Probably going to be a little bit for new valves and seals to come in. Other than that, I'm shutting her down. Not really feeling a beer tonight, so no motherfucking beer time. But what I do want to say is that I'm glad that so far, mechanically, it looks in really good shape to rebuild. Could there be some other things hidden? We don't know yet. We're going to find out. But anyways, we're going to start with this and then continue on. We're getting committed now, so I'm going to talk to you guys later.